So one thing I'd actually like to do is I kind of want to make a time capsule video for my future self. Right now I'm 24. Actually going to be 25 September the 1st. Today is actually July the 7th. And life isn't easy right now, I'll be honest. It requires a lot from me, but I actually view that as a privilege because it means that I have to become better than the person that I am right now. I have to evolve, right? So what I wanted to do is just take this time to, um, I guess, talk about where I am right now and what I think will get me to where I need to be and the type of person that I need to become to accomplish my goals. And yeah, I'll probably look back on this video and see how accurate I was. I just think this is like a fun exercise. Uh, it's good to it's good to like vocalize exactly what it is that you are doing. Um, Another thing that is helpful is actually writing it down. So I plan on writing this down as well. Apparently writing it down is pretty good for setting goals and stuff like that. So I wanted to do that in addition to making this video. So here we go. So right now I I still have over like 20 recurring monthly clients. Most of them, in fact, you could say all of them are local Trinidad and Tobago customers. At this point, I'm running ads locally and I'm gonna start doing cold calls locally as well. Only about 50 a day. Um, the best thing that has worked so far, the longest lasting customers I've had have been from doing cold calls, genuinely. And it has taken effort, but they stay the longest, which is a good thing to note. It is easy to run ads, but running ads, the clients leave faster, right? Because maybe I didn't build a relationship better, or I didn't build a relationship as good as I did while doing a cold call, which is good, all right, to note. So maybe that's something I need to work on in the future, building better relationships upfront. Um, from this month, actually, from today, I'm gonna be doing outreach. Most of my outreach, like say 80% of it, exclusively to the US. So I'm gonna be doing cold calls every day, and I'm gonna be doing cold SMS. I am kind of iffy on the cold SMS, but I will actually probably send like 1,000 just to see the feedback I get from doing cold SMS for pest control and landscaping companies. And hopefully within the month of July, I close two clients, US clients. So that is my goal. And I'm going to be charging at least 97 USD per month. My goal right now actually is to, within the next, like at the end of August, within these next 2 months, I need to be at 1500 MRR USD per month. This is because my goal is to actually migrate as a digital nomad to Colombia. It's either Colombia or Thailand. Colombia seems more reasonable for that MRR right now. So that's my goal, right? And honestly, all I need to do right now is 200 cold calls to the US every weekday and sometimes on Saturdays, depending on the niche, depending on the hours, and the likelihood of getting in contact with business owners. 200 US cold calls and 50 TT cold calls um, every weekday. I think that, in addition to sending out the 1,000 cold SMS within the next 2 weeks, that should be enough that should be enough outreach over the month of July to gain at least one client. And what I'm doing, I'm making the goal very, very simple and very like minuscule, like one client, simply because in the past I have created like big goals where it seems almost insurmountable, which doesn't really make sense if you think about it. My idea was if you make a big, big goal and you really try your hardest to reach it, then even if you reach halfway there, you'll still be pretty close to it, right? But that has actually worked in the opposite so far because it seems so insurmountable and so far away. It kind of it takes away like a lot of the motivation and the discipline that I know I need to have to actually get the work done. So genuinely, I think I just need to set smaller goals regarding that. So that's why my goal for July is one US client. Doesn't matter how I get them, doesn't matter if I do cold SMS, I do cold call and get them. I just need to get that first client. And when I actually do get that first client, what I'm gonna do is double down on the method that got me that client. So if it's cold calling, I'm just gonna do more cold calls. If it's cold SMS, I'm just gonna run more cold SMS, or send out more SMS. And that is the goal in the short term. Now the goal in the long term is actually by the end of this year, I had actually set a really big goal for myself last year, December, which is a video that you'll see later down this year. You'll actually see it. And it seems like at the time when I was talking about it, I mean, it felt so far away, you know? It felt like, damn, I could definitely get to this point. Should I, put in the work within this time? And I don't know if I'm going to accomplish that goal. But I don't want to spoil what it is. When the video comes out, you'll actually see what it is. I'll probably like allude to that video when it does come out. You'll probably see a card popping up now, or you'll see it after this video ends. It'll probably be recommended to you. But my goal by the end of this year, I want to be making 3K per month MRR USD. And I think 3K is reasonable if I strictly focus on the US, right? Obviously, I'm going to have checkpoints, right? So obviously, at the end of August, I want to be at 1500. This requires me to do a certain amount of outreach or volume if I am to get these results. 200 dials per day. It's within my budget right now, which is also something that I have to take into account. It's within my budget, and I think with the use of a power dialer, that is enough to actually get that one client at the end of July. Now, one thing I have to actually take into consideration as well is I do need to improve on my sales skills and my speaking skills. In a lot of these videos, you can hear me pausing, you can hear me using ums and ahs. My speaking ability does need to improve, and this is why I actually make these videos. I want to practice me speaking because right now I live on my own. I don't have a lot of friends, so I don't speak often. And in the past few weeks, I haven't been doing a lot of outreach, so I haven't been speaking and I guess using that instrument of my voice a lot. And because I haven't had a lot of, how to say, qualified leads in my pipeline, I haven't even been speaking about my offer to the extent of what benefits it could bring to a business, how to get started. I've been speaking to these leads on Facebook, and yeah, I'll tell them how to sign up and stuff, but that's easy. Um, the real target audience I need to speak to is US businesses. I need to get better at negotiating, at selling, and I think that will improve over time as well. And within these 2 months, that paired with the outreach I'm going to do should put me on track to getting, honestly, at least to getting closer than 1500 MRR mark. Now, if I am to actually hit that 1500 MRR, I need to get at least, so let me tell you, right? How many weeks are there? So there's one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So I need to get at least one client per week paying me 97 USD to reach 1500 MRR by the end of August. And so far, the last 6 months, I haven't even got one client. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of work and I'm gonna have to take a lot of deliberate action. So this means cutting out almost all distractions, um, planning ahead, using my time wisely, and being very strict with myself, disciplined. So this is what will be required of me. This is the goal. I discuss what I need to do to reach and to accomplish that. And I hope by the end of August, starting of December, I could actually probably make a video like this again saying, hey, this is what I did, this is what I improved on over time, and hopefully I could say that I reached that goal, right? So those are my short-term goals. Long-term, obviously, is 3K MRR by the end of 2026. And honestly, if I could close like 3 US clients, like let's say by the end of this month, that will give me enough proof of concept that whatever I did to get them, either cold calls or cold SMS, is what I should do moving forward. So if I'm doing cold calls, even though I detest doing cold calls so much, um, I'm scared, and I'm nervous of doing cold calls and being rejected, but it's the fastest way to get in front of a business owner to pitch them your idea and to get a yes. So that is what I have to do. I actually see why a lot of people fear doing it, why they don't do it, but this is exactly why I have to do it because others won't. Right? So I do believe it will work out, and what I'm gonna do is just double down on it, as I said. And when I double down on it, that should get me closer to my long-term goal of 3K MRR by the end of 2026. Um, that's the goal. This is what I'm gonna do, and that's the plan moving ahead. Now, honestly, a lot of this could be achieved by just changing your identity. So right now, I've been pretty I've been pretty undisciplined, I'll be honest. I don't have a lot of self-control. I don't use my time wisely. I procrastinate a lot. Like an entire day could go by and I haven't done anything. So I'm gonna section out my day or things I need to do within the 12 waking hours of my day and make sure I get them done so that I move the needle ahead. And what I'm gonna do is focus on the actions, right? I'm going to focus on inputs because I think if I focus on getting the inputs down, the results will come. Doesn't matter if it could take me 2 weeks of cold calling to get my first client, but as long as I get my calls done, it means that I'm getting closer to achieving that goal. So I'm just going to focus on the inputs, make sure I get those done, and then I'm going to leave it up to my skills, up to some luck, and up to the volume to get me those clients. Um, this is the goal. This is what I'm gonna do. And also, what I'm gonna do is stop talking about my goals. So this is probably the last video I'm gonna make with talking about what I'm going to do, and I'm just gonna do it because talking about it isn't doing the thing. Doing the thing is doing the thing. Um, so there it is. Feel free to keep me accountable in the comments. Nobody like I'm probably the only one that watches these videos right now. But if there's anyone else watching and you think you want to support me by, you know, giving me a thumbs up or motivating me in the comments, feel free to do so. Um, but yeah, this is what I'm gonna do, and this is my method of achieving my goals. Thanks for watching.